Mic check. One. All right, there we go. We are good. All right. Pop out the chat. Live chat. Yo, let me know if you guys can hear me good. Looks like I'm good to go. Welcome to MAPP Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and this is the after show for Fear the Walking Dead. Season 3, Episode 5 is what we're going to be discussing tonight. Before we get into this, for those who are new, or maybe those who are not used to this kind of structure, the first 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how much content I'm going to be talking about, for the first 15 to 20 minutes will be the good old-fashioned first impression review from just me, and then you guys can leave if you want. But those who want to stay and discuss your thoughts and opinions, I will be answering the questions from the comment section after I do my first impression review. So you can just stay for that, or you can stay for the whole thing if you want to participate in the questions. All right, so let's dive right into this. I thought this episode was, it was funny because my biggest complaints from this episode is actually from stuff that wasn't in the episode, and I'll explain that in a second. But first off, the whole episode, the good news is, for me, it wasn't a bad episode. The bad news is, it wasn't good either. At least for me, my enjoyment, it was that 5 out of 10. It was just a meh. It was just okay. It was acceptable. But nothing jumped out as incredibly horrible or bad or stupid. There's been a couple other moments in different episodes where something just ripped me out of the episode. In this episode, I was fine. You know, if a character did something stupid like Madison when she went against Troy and then immediately went to bed without at least keeping one eye open, I immediately thought, that is just dumb. That's not something that I think the character would do. Let me just... with all of her clothes on. Yeah, Alicia jumped into the water with all her clothes on just because they wanted to fool the audience, because they didn't show the ground at first. I was scrolling through the comments just to make sure there's nobody saying, oh man, there's no volume or whatever, because sometimes the settings are good here but you guys don't hear nothing. Alright, so Madison versus the Walkers, when she first went out, I like this because we're doing something with Madison. We're making this character, or at least seeing her handle her own. So through all that stuff, I'm fine with. The Nick and Otto, I thought there's definitely potential there. Plus the actor playing Otto, he was in Sons of Anarchy, and I loved him in Sons of Anarchy. If you haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, he plays a great character, and he's definitely in it for a good amount of seasons. Definitely go and watch. I think he played, I'm drawing a blank, but if I think about it long enough, I'll remember it. Oh man, it's like, I forget. Anyhow, he was great in Sons of Anarchy, so I want him to stay in Fear the Walking Dead for at least this whole season, because I really like the actor, and I think he brings a good amount of range to this show, and I want him to stick around. The hotel, this plays into one of the flaws, I believe, that we didn't see. The hotel just pissed me off. I hate the people at the hotel, and I think it would have been a reward for the viewers, especially for me, to see that hotel go down. I think not showing it was a massive fail. Even if it was just a 5-10 minute clip showing what initially kicked it off. Like, did they bring in so many people, and then, you know, those people who were in decided, screw it, I'm going to open the gate. There's people who want to come in, and they're like, no, don't do that. They open the gate. They flood people in. Oh, we can't take all these people, and one of the person has a bite. You know, maybe they die, and in the confusion that person turns, and then it becomes, did they open the gate and say, hey, this is stupid, why would you do that? And here a herd is coming in. I don't care if it was someone doing something dumb, you know what I mean? Show it. Show these characters die. Show these characters that we can't stand, like Hector and the girl who's running the hotel. Show them viciously torn apart and eaten alive. I think that would have been a great reward for fans who were frustrated with the hotel storyline. Daniel and Strand, all I wrote down was meh. They would make a very interesting duo, but they didn't go in that direction. And this ties into one of my biggest frustrations with Fear the Walking Dead. And I literally, at the end of the episode, I actually threw my notebook down because I'm just fucking sick and tired of characters leaving and splitting off. And it was the Lucille moment, the Lucilia moment. Daniel left Strand, and I'm like, oh, here we go. They could have been an interesting duo. Not like the odd couple duo, but people who don't like each other, can't stand each other, but they get along for this and that reason because of out of necessity or just because. You know, I don't care, but there was so much potential to keep those two characters united and do something with them. But no, it just went in a bland, boring, they can't stand each other type of way. And then when Lucilia left that note, I immediately knew. I'm like, tell me this chick isn't leaving. Come on, man. And I just threw my notebook down, and it was that point I was so frustrated with the show. I didn't even care how the end of the episode ended. I'm so damn sick and tired of these characters leaving. And it's not like a Madison left. You know, she's still in that ranch storyline, but she went out on a run. I don't bring these characters in all to the ranch and have them go out on runs if you need, different storylines. You know what I'm saying? If you need to focus on these characters, have them do shit. But this whole shit with Daniel, and Strand going to the dam, and then now they're going to the hotel. By the time they finally wrap up their storyline, it's like, what the hell was the point? And I think I'm fine with Daniel's because I enjoyed his episode a lot. So, he had the dam storyline, and that connected to Strand's. So then it's taken the Strand and Daniel storyline in this direction. But at the end of it, like if nothing else happens, let's say Daniel and Strand just link up with the ranch group or something. What was the point of the hotel? What was the point of the damn ranch? The dam. We got. Yeah, I wrote that down. Lucilia, dear God. Okay, so the biggest strikeouts. Now, keep in mind, I watched the episode. I'm enjoying the scenes individually. Some stuff is not jumping out at me like, oh my God, this scene is just, impactful, and the dialogue and the character development is so fantastic. I need to talk about Alicia hooking up with Jake, by the way. But, I'm watching the scenes, and it's not blowing me away, but it's not making me hate the show. So, for me, I'm at an even... a flat line maybe, but I'm at an even, okay, nothing horrible, because that's my biggest concern is there's shit that's going to come up that I'm like, oh my God, with this show. But I noticed I was fine throughout the episode, and again, nothing was amazingly exciting. I think Alicia hooking up with Jake was really predictable in the fan base, a lot of fans talking about it. I honestly thought they were going to stay away from it a little bit and focus more on this character, Alicia, and her change, the character development, which is a good thing to do, but... when they're linking her up with Jake, I didn't think they did anything wrong there. It didn't feel like this was the initial hookup. Yeah, it did seem a little forced. It seemed a little, clumsy. But I'm fine with that. I'm accepting the relationship. I think that would be good to bring those two characters together. Don't make it just like this fling thing that doesn't mean nothing later on. I think it would be nice to see these two characters, see how they evolve together. But the biggest strikeouts is what they didn't write. The group go out on this run to find their other group, and they found them, and they were killed. And I like the scene with the raven or the crow, whatever the hell it was. The crow's eating the guy. The guy was scalped, and he had a piece of his skull missing, and the bird is just eating his skin. I like that scene. It's dark, it's gruesome, it's brutal. We know Ophelia is with the group 100%. I showed you guys that image in the last live stream. Ophelia is 100% with that group. How did she get there? Because the ranch found her. So did she go out on a run, with a ranch group? Did the ranch kick her out? I know a few people were saying that the people at the ranch were racist, so they kicked her out. I didn't get that vibe with Lucy. I mean, you can still kind of say, oh, maybe they were beating around the bush. Maybe I missed something completely, but I didn't get that vibe. But I just felt like it's depending on how they tell that part of the story, it might be an eye roller, like, oh my God, okay, they just forced Ophelia into the story now, so you can have Ophelia shocker, she's the one that shot down Travis's helicopter. It's kind of going in that direction, and even if it goes in that direction and that is what happens, at this point I'm like, who cares? There's not enough of a bond between Madison and Ophelia to make it like, oh my God, these are, damn. If we were to find out that was the case, it's one of those moments where it's like, oh, okay, crazy. You know, it's like a mind blow. All right, and so the group, I don't want to forget about this. The group goes out on the run, and they have Madison kind of showing Troy up as far as giving orders. But I thought there was such an awesome potential for the dynamic of that group and bonding out on that road. Now, the group's probably going to mean nothing later on, the group of soldiers that went. But I thought, man, there was so much potential there to make something happen with that group and have a bonding experience where they go out on the road for this whole episode, and then by the time they come back, you know, Madison won over a couple people. They had that one, you know, bit of dialogue where it's like, okay, you know, she won over that one guy. What do you say? I take back what I said, yada, yada, yada. But it wasn't enough. You had the stage was set for something for this group, and instead we just got an awkward, I'm going to put a knife to your throat, a 30-second scene that any idiot knows. Don't go to bed after showing them up like that. Like, this dude ain't right in the head, and if you think so, then you're not right in the head. You are obviously not synced up to your surroundings or people, because this dude is touched. So I felt like there was a huge missed opportunity there with the group. They did a little bit, but they could have done more. The Daniel and Strand, again, you guys let me know how you feel down in the comment box. But I just really feel like that duo has a lot of potential, and I feel like that was another missed opportunity. I don't know. There's something about those two characters. I'm like, man, that would be like a creative playground for writers. It's just, there's so much there you could play around with between them two, and instead it just felt like you went the easy way. Such and such doesn't like him, so he's just going to be a dick. They'll bicker back and forth. You get a couple comedic moments, some friction there, and then they get to the hotel and he leaves them, and it's like, okay, you know, whatever. What else we got? So I'm trying to think if we missed anything. I think that is it. As far as this episode, didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was just an okay for me. But I think it's more like a meh, you know, meh / okay, in my opinion. It's around that ballpark. I did see some people who really loved this episode. I think there was a couple fine moments. The group, I think the group is something I want to jump in the chat and discuss. The group that is with Ophelia, or the group that Ophelia is with, because with the timeline, I know she left when they first got to the hotel, and they had the rest of the season at the hotel, or they finished it out, and then with season 3 and all, I'm trying to figure out how much time has passed, because with some of the stories, it feels like it's just clunky, you know, with Daniel's story, meeting all those people and having it come full circle on that one episode. Now we have Ophelia. This is a person who was sheltered, but now she's with the group that is just murdering people and then tying people up to get eaten by birds. She might not have been there, but if you look at the promotional image, she is like decked out, you know, as this soldier warrior. So some shit is going on. Anyway, that is pretty much it for my first impression review. That's what I got out of this episode. I'm really curious, especially for this episode, to see what you guys have to think. So we are going to stop it here for the first impressions, and we're going to go into the live chat. I'm dying to know what this play ad button does. I'm going to mess around with that. I'm going to mess, not right now. I'm going to look that up, and then play around with that, because how neat would that be? Okay, you know, we'll end it, the first impression review here, play a little thing, go get a drink, come back, and then the ad's done, and it's like, okay, guys, now we're in for the comments. So this is it. If you're only here for the first impression, we are done, and I'm now jumping into the comments. So I'm going to take a drink of my sewer water iced tea, and you guys let me know what you think about this episode while I pop the comments out. Pop out the chat. Yeah, the people at the hotel, I just think it was them being overrun. Like I said, when Strand left, they were you know, bringing people in and shit. So I think whoever they brought in, it just got out of hand, you know. I think that's pretty much it. We got a super chat. Oh, Dylan Voorhees, another one, another super chat. No Ophelia ? Hope to see her soon, maybe a episode. We might get an Ophelia episode. I'm kind of feeling like we're not gonna. I feel like they're just gonna talk about it and explain how she got there. But I would like to see, because I think it would be easier to accept, you know, what happened with her. Because keep in mind, again, she got found 100% by the Otto. What's his name? What's his first name? The dad Otto. You know what I mean? The older Otto. So yeah, the natives are gonna be vicious. They don't fuck around. No, they don't. No, they don't. I did kind of roll my eyes though, because it was like, we're in the post-apocalypse and we're still talking about the white man stealing your land. Get the fuck out of here. You know, there's all this land now. There's literally everything. But there could be something I missed. Like maybe there was a family, I don't know, battle going on. They've been fighting over the land for a long time. It didn't seem like it, but I could have missed something. What do we got here? The scalp dude reminded me of that one scene in Preacher season 1. Oh yeah, that's another thing too. I was like, oh man, I wonder if anyone's even going to come to the chat, because Preacher season 2 started tonight, right after Fear the Walking Dead, which I still feel like that is, listen, I like Preacher, and tomorrow I can't wait to watch the premiere episode, but I still feel like that is shitty that they would put Preacher ahead of The Talking Dead. Now, I think that's disrespectful to the fans. When you create, you know, The Talking Dead for an after show for The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, you can't just go, oh well, we got this other show and I'm gonna put it in front of this one because we know everyone who's watching, they're gonna wait so they can watch Fear the Walking Dead, so they can watch The Talking Dead. And I get it. You know, it's like, oh well, that way we get the views, and it's just like, just shut up. No. If The Talking Dead is that unimportant, then drop it and only bring it back for The Walking Dead. I don't know. I think that is so disrespectful to the fans that watch it. And I say that as a fan who normally doesn't watch it, and I blame that on the guests. They bring guests who make awkward jokes and they don't actually talk about the show in depth. I think Yvette Nicole Brown is probably one of the best. That's a great example of a guest who actually discusses the show. Episode 3 is the best episode so far in Fear the Walking Dead. I didn't care for Daniel and Strand. That was just a lost storyline after the amazing Daniel episode. I didn't love it, but I do like the romantic storyline for Alicia. Yeah, I'm fine with the romance. Yeah, I do not like the Strand and Daniel combo at all. Yeah, and this is what's starting to frustrate me, though, because I'm with you guys. I don't like that combo at all, the way they did it, but I still think there's so much potential between those two characters and those two actors. Both actors clearly have range. The actor playing Daniel, I've been watching him, like I said, since the freaking 90s. The dude can bring it home. He could carry an episode. Absolutely. I mean, he carried the episode before this. And Strand is building a decent chunk fan base, you know what I mean? And he's also an interesting character, and you could do interesting shit with him. I think I don't think they write him to his full potential, to be completely honest. So with that combination, you can do something powerful instead of just having, yeah, he doesn't like him. I don't know. It's like so frustrating. I wish I could see the chat on my TV so I don't have to look down at my phone, laugh out loud. Yeah, you know what? Son of a gun. How can I do? I think I have a way. This weekend we're going to test another live stream, and I'm going to put on my OBS, I'm going to put like a corner that's going to capture the chat, and I'll have it running down the side here. I might be able to mess around with that, actually. Give me 1 second. So you guys let me know down in the comment box, what do you guys feel about, no, it won't let me do it. Damn. Alright, now it won't let me do it now. Let me try next time we do a live stream, because I was going to try to keep it in the corner. If I can capture with the OBS part of the screen, I can have the chat right here in the corner and it'd be fine. Why would Lucy leave? That bothered me. Anyone? I hate how, once again, separated. I'm right there with you. I cannot stand it. Alicia has now had sex, drugs, and rock and roll moments, so not comes the cliche moment of clarity part. I made fun of it a lot during the Facebook MAPP post. I had so much hope for Strand, they fucked that up. Ronnie, that guy with a crow sure did have an open mind on things. Absolutely. Good but not great episode. Think this story. That's all you wrote. Ronnie, you the bomb. How's Juliet? This episode was dope for me. We were good. How much did they show in the sex scene? I'd rather not watch it with my... Oh, there wasn't any. They kissed and then they cut it. That's it. Hey, Ronnie, I thought this episode was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It's crazy that they are saving Ophelia reveal for so late. Possibly the finale. Oh, I don't think they would wait that long. They already spoiled it in the promos. And that's what's so... I don't know. That got my curiosity going because, yeah, you're right. You're totally right. They gave us that in the promos. If you think about it, there's not much I can think about now except for maybe Travis's death that we haven't gotten in the promos. You know what I'm saying? We've seen all this shit. We know that the families connect. We know that... I don't know. It's crazy. Wait, best moment. The episode was where Michael Grey Eyes as the Walker in the end credits song. Hey, Ronnie, never tried Fear the Walking Dead. Where time in the Walking Dead story does it take place? Rick is waking up out of his coma, you know, with Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know if it was in the end of season 2, right about now. But just think about Rick waking up and, you know, he's with Glenn and they're going back to the RV, shit like that. And Fear the Walking Dead is going on right now. Think about it like that, and you're somewhere in the ballpark. You might not be dead on, but it's somewhere in the ballpark. And to be honest, you don't need it dead on. Does it matter? Does it matter if Glenn and Rick met each other, you know, roundabout in this episode or, you know, in the end of season 2? It doesn't. But when it's like seasons apart, if it's like, oh, Rick, you know, just met Glenn in season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead, then okay, then you need clarity. But Rick is waking up, meeting his family, you know, between those two, and there's only a few days passing between those. Anywhere between, you know, the middle of season 2 to the end of season 2, beginning of season 3. I think that is a good ballpark range. To put it simply, I don't know specifically. Hey, Ronnie, never mind. I'm over Fear. Preacher is back. Yeah, but you gotta wait for Preacher until Fear ends, because it comes first, or you could just skip it. I don't know. Those natives have numbers. Yep, Jeremiah Otto. Thank you. That's his name. I wasn't engaged in this episode at all. I kept looking away, playing with my dog, etc. Otto's name is Jeremiah, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I was too. I was actually wiping down a frame I got for an Ellie Clementine picture, if you guys see in the MAPP mail, and I hung that up. Do a review for the Joker figure. That is coming this week, possibly near the end of this week though, because I got a whole bunch of shit with the comic I got to get finished already. It's with the lettering. I want to be done in the next day or two. Oh no, how old are you at? Oh, never mind. Will we see Strand again, or is that it for his character? No, we'll see him again. It'll be dry if that's it. No, that's not it. Did you think we'll see the hotel again? I was hoping we wouldn't see the hotel again. I can't stand that storyline. You think this is another 2-episode villain and done story? They've already gone through so many. With this group, I hope not. I hope this is at least till the end of the season, because that would be very underwhelming. I think that Crow should join Madison's team. He could be the brains of the group. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ronnie, what do you think they will do with Strand now after tonight? Listen, I don't know. They could go back to the dam and have Strand be a part of that storyline, which at this point, for Strand doesn't know about the Broke Jaw Ranch. Unless he's going to go to a different place he knows of, the dam seems like the only other logical place. You know what I mean? For that character, again, unless he knows of some people and he wants to go check on them. So I'm going to guess that, and maybe he runs into somebody that'll take him to the Broke Jaw Ranch. But at this point, it just feels like they're... I don't know. How do you feel about Fear the Walking Dead so far this season? I think, out of a whole, I think it's around a 6 out of 10. Keep in mind, my 1 to 10 scale is 10 is nothing reaches 10. Almost nothing reaches 10. 10 is like damn near perfect. 9 is, you know, great, fantastic. It is top. What do you got? I really... 5 is meh, just meh. 6 is okay. 7, I liked it. 8, I really liked it. 9, I loved it. 10 is just perfect. But after under 5 is where, because I know people do it different, where you know, 1 is okay and up, anything below. That scale just, I don't know, it confuses me. You need to be able to go down. Like, you need to be able to go, this was a bad episode. This was a terrible episode. So for me, you know, 5 is a meh, and then 4 is a, this is bad. You know, this isn't good. And then 3 is, this is awful. 2 is, this is embarrassing. You know, that type of thing. 1 is just like, run. Just run. And they never get 0 because you have to rate it something. So that's kind of how I do my scale. So when I say it is like a 6 out of 10, it's fluctuating between a 5 and a 6 because I'm still like, I think I'm pretty much with it. What was with the whole guy sitting in the chair getting his brain eaten? Ronnie, do you hate the idea of constantly splitting up the group because it's getting annoying? Yes, I hate the idea. I really hate the idea. How you feeling, honey?
Bad still.
All right.
Got your moment there.
Yeah. Yep, Lori, The Walking Dead cannot be beaten in my eyes, girl. How do you feel about Fear the Walking Dead so far this season? Okay, there we are. Okay, I'm looking away from the chat for a bit, so if anyone says something to me, I'm not ignoring you. Ronnie, you hate the idea of constantly splitting up the group? Yes, that's where we left off. I hate it. When it's for a purpose, it's fine. Like when it's Madison going out on the run. That is kind of splitting up, but it's a temporary thing. It plays well into the storyline. But the way they're doing it, like look at Lucy. She wants to leave. You know, she has this connection with Nick, and she just leaves. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, it hurts my brain. Because you know what it does, in my opinion? Lucy wasn't that connected. Bottom line. So everything they were going through, it ain't shit. If you're going to walk away from it that easy, like Nick, you know, I don't know how well I could connect to that character still, because there's a lot of damage you did when he looked at his family in the post-apocalypse. And he was like, yeah, I'm out of here. You know, screw you guys. It makes me look at it and go, okay, then you don't care about them any at all. Like, not even any. So when they say, you know, when he wants to protect his mom or when he cares about his mom, this dialogue does nothing for me. I don't even believe it, to be honest. I'm like, if you cared, you would stay, you know? You would stay with them. Same thing with splitting up Strand and Daniel. I really like Daniel. Now it's kind of like, well, that's a dumb thing to do. Keep in mind, though, Daniel was gone for a lot of the Strand bonding shit. He was gone for that, you know, a good chunk of it. But he's going a little overboard with being such a dick. It's like, what was the whole guy sitting in the chair getting his brain eaten? All right, see, this is your question. What was with the whole guy sitting in the chair getting his brain eaten? Sorry, I read that wrong the first time, to be honest. That's it. You know, that was a trap, essentially. I think they gave him like a lobotomy, it looks like, where they stuck a, you know, like a pin in his brain. And I'm just stretching here because I didn't even think you could do that without, I don't know, like medical shit. But they took a chunk of his skull away, so maybe they did give him a lobotomy somehow. I didn't know people talked with a lobotomy, so he had brain damage, put it that way. They cut away his skull, and he was left alive as a trap. That's how I saw it. Because why would they surround him tied up to a chair, and why would they waiting? So he was obviously a trap. If he wasn't a trap, then that was just weird. So he was a trap, in my opinion. You guys correct me if I'm wrong down below. Hey, Ronnie, are you going to be at Tampa Bay Comic-Con? No, I'm not going to be able to. That Adpocalypse, that was damaging. There's no way I can make it to any Comic-Cons. Most likely, to be downright honest, this year. I'm really hoping to press my own, push and, you know, promote my own comic. And for 2018, I'm really hoping to do that heavy. So I'm looking at a realistic 2018 timeline for going to Comic-Con conventions. There's still hope, though. There's still hope that maybe this year I can meet go to one or two, but small ones and closer to North Carolina. I feel what you're saying, Ronnie, but I think you nitpick a bit too much at times. But I do enjoy your points and views in the Walking Dead universe. Keep up the good work, brother. Yeah, nitpicky thing is, it's a funny I hear what you're saying, but for me that's that's an odd thing, because nitpicky is like, it's supposed to be when you're picking on some of the incredibly small shit. If you pick on something that's like, well, especially if it's a big part of the storyline, that it's not being nitpicky at all. When it comes to the really small shit, like maybe when it comes to the consistencies or some of the editing, the way they, you know what I mean? I give into that totally 100%. Sure, that's nitpicky, fine, you know? I'm cool with that. But when it comes to some of the bigger things, like if you want to give me an example of something tiny that I nitpicked on, I give up. You got me. But until you give any examples, I'm fucking with you. Will the Ranch storyline be done by the mid-season finale? I hope not. Keep it going. Be somewhere. Stay somewhere. Do something. And a new storyline in the second half. I hope this battle with the Native Americans are a season-long battle. Sure, I feel you. I, for one, like the Strand-Danny duo. I think it does have problems and could have been better written, but I find them kind of fun together. This is my thing. They would be great together. That's my argument. They would be fan-frickin-tastic together. But we didn't get anything. We got them being bitchy to each other, and that was it. Now they split up. That is my whole point. Put them together. Keep them together. Have them not, you know, they can't stand each other. Maybe, you know, Strand is... He sees the benefit of Danny. He can keep him. He can hold his own in this world. You know, this dude could. It's more beneficial to survive with someone like Danny. Plus, maybe there's bonding there. You know, they started early on in the apocalypse together. Definitely. You know what I mean? So there's just potential there to keep them together, and I feel like they dropped the ball on it. I'm selling all my comic figures. Anyone interested? I see a lot of people starting to sell their Walking Dead figures. I really think it's the way you know, the way the figures, the way McFarlane Toys has been going with the figure line. I mean, it was hot, and now it has cooled off immensely. Strand's going to be that dude that survives a billion times, and when he dies, we feel some type of way. Doesn't that make you think of someone? I don't know what you're getting at. Do you think Ophelia is a rumored female villain the writers were hinting at during the off-season before Season 3 premiered? She could be. If you're talking about the very first article that came out about the female villain, it is impossible to be Ophelia. But they could have switched things up and just made her the villain. They got to do justice to her storyline. Imagine Ophelia, right? Just coming on as a villain right now, that is the definition of forced. We need to see that development. You know what I'm saying? There she is. Left out loud. No. Just keep the characters together. Yes, please. Hey, Ronnie, what are your thoughts? Wait, what? Oh, that's stupid. Anything with Morales is moronic. That's what I think. If Alicia died at that part, I would have been pissed. What will you do to The Walking Dead if you are the showrunner, Ronnie? I couldn't tell you. That's such a loaded question. It's like, we don't... What? We have a half an hour left? I would need, you know, a 5-hour live stream to discuss everything. To keep it simple, I would stick a lot with the comic. How's that? Hey, Ronnie, let's split the group again. We can destroy the story faster that way. Absolutely. Missed the last 2 live streams, but I'm back. How about you? With all the groups splitting up, Strand says I'm a negotiator is coming back around. Killer, is that serious? What about Morales? He needs to just let that go. Yeah. How did you start collecting figures? I don't know if you're talking to somebody else or me, but the figures is easy. I didn't even know they made anything that was... anything that had a good likeness till The Walking Dead came on, and I was buying my daughter a toy. She was like 2 years old, and I found a black and white Rick Grimes toy from the TV show. It was black and white with blood splatter, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy this. I think this will be because I knew The Walking Dead was, you know, hyped at that point, and I was like, this is gonna. I told my girlfriend, I'm like, this is gonna be worth money. Watch, whoop de whoop. So I bought it, took it home. 24 hours didn't even go by, and I was like, this is fucking dumb. It's a fucking toy. This is so stupid, Ronnie. You're an idiot. I took it back to the store. Mind you, it was like 14 bucks, right? And then 6 months goes by. I looked it up, and it's worth like 100 bucks. I was like, because my whole life I've been a hustler. If there's a way to make money or hustle, I'm hustling. So at that point, it clicked. man, you know what? Let me look at the figures. Maybe I can grab some, wait, and then flip them, and yada, yada, yada. And then I started grabbing some, and then just, I don't know, you know, one thing leads to another where it's like, you know, The Walking Dead, the figures, and the likeness from the characters, and it reminds me of when I used to watch the DVDs, and the people who created the monsters, like the creature creators, whatever they were, they used to have the models of the creatures in their office doing the commentaries, and I loved that. I so loved that, and I was like, man, I want to get like the movie replica models. But it kind of got blurred for me, to be honest, because there's toy collectors, and then there's people who, you know, they want the detailed, more the higher end stuff. If I could afford it, I probably wouldn't buy another toy in my life. Honestly, if I can afford the movie, you know, the replicas and the props and shit like that, I'd probably just get that. Well, then again, if you count like the Hot Toys, like they're toys, I would buy the higher end stuff. My heart is in the detail. So that's how I got into collecting the figures. But there's nothing for The Walking Dead. For the characters from The Walking Dead, there's nothing you could collect except for the toys. So you kind of have to collect them, you know what I mean? Actor Frank Delane's Nick British accent was really slipping through tonight's episode. It was really noticeable in my opinion. I've missed the last couple chats. Where are we at on Doomsday? I just uploaded a whole video. In a nutshell, it says, you know, any day now I'm going to upload the announcement for the release day, so you didn't miss much. Ronnie, do you think we'll see Tobias again? I don't know. At this point, the way they take characters away and throw characters in storylines, maybe. We need a Nick Clark color top, but sadly I don't think it will happen since Fear color tops didn't sell well. Well, they didn't sell well because we didn't have a connection with the characters. I thought it was ridiculous to do Fear the Walking Dead characters that early on. You know, let the hype grow for the show, pump out the Walking Dead characters, and then come out with some Fear characters. And then keep in mind, the reason I say that too is because there's not a lot of interesting, like Madison and Travis, I got them to review them, but if you look at them, like if you weren't a fan at all, there's some boring looking figures. There's one's got a brown jacket on and jeans, that's it, with a gun. The other one, and there's no articulation really, the one can move his arms up and down, so you can't really do anything cool with it. And then Madison, she kind of looks cool, but you know, if I was in the room, I'd say at least you throw blood on the bitch. I mean, she had that moment where she had the fire extinguisher and she was like, blam, blam. Throw blood on her. Give her something. You need something because they're just boring. Even the Rick they made was just dull. They could have done the Rick jacket in a different pose, like something epic. If you're going to make them stand still, you know, do that Rick jacket and do like an epic and have them lined up in some type of way. I don't know. I disagree a lot with the way they went with the color tops. Because, again, keep in mind, you're forced to display them on the bases, but the way they're standing, you have to have your bases all kind of retarded. You know what I mean? It's like, how did you guys come up with this? Hey, Ronnie, do you think that McFarlane will drop The Walking Dead anytime soon? Because I really want some affordable, decent figures. I don't know what you mean by that at all. But no, McFarlane's never going to let go of the Walking Dead figures. But I don't know what you mean by you really want some affordable, decent figures. I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean you want someone else to pick it up? Or do you mean you want McFarlane to keep going? Love your vids, Ron. Quick question. I am working on an outline for my own graphic novel series. Any advice for getting started on writing? That's loaded. You need to ask specifically, like what specific? Because there's so much advice. It's just a lot of it, to be honest. The best advice is to just do it. You know, just do it now. As soon as you're done with this video, every day. Here's the best, easiest advice. Every day, no matter what, carve out an hour to write. And even if you can't think of anything for your story, write anything. It could be something you write that you throw away an hour later. It doesn't matter. Just write. I guarantee if they released the Travis color top now, it would be a hot seller. I disagree with you completely. If they released them in the denim, I think it would sell better than the brown jacket. For some reason, you can get a cooler look with that, and I think you could throw some blood splatter, maybe some cuts and scrapes. Now we're talking. Now we might get, and it's got to be something cool too, like maybe even Travis pulling back like he's about to punch. something neat and epic and dynamic. You know, with maybe you could pop the head off with a chill face, and then with like a snarling face, like he's gonna punch one of those walkers. But just the brown jacket, Travis, like the same one they made, if he was to release now, I don't think he'd sell well at all. Are the characters in Texas now or Mexico? Oh, I don't know. Either, well, I think it's Mexico or the border. Yeah, everyone. Wait, are you the same person? How bad is the sex scene? There is no sex scene, guys. They just kiss and that's it. You know, and they wake up the next day and that's it. Or later on, they just start talking about stuff and then there is no sex scene. Yeah, there's no sex scene at all. How old is Jake? Alicia is only 17? Question mark. Yeah, that's a good question. I totally forgot. Listen, when I see Alicia, I thought, man, this is horrible casting for a 17-year-old because the actress does not look like a 17-year-old. You might get away with it, like, all right, 17, 18, whatever, but she doesn't look like a 17-year-old. To me, she looks like a 22-year-old at the youngest. I don't even know how old she is. She might even be only like 21, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's 24 or 25 in real life. She doesn't look anything like she's 17. Watch, she's like 17 in real life. Jake looks a lot older. He looks like he's in his late 20s, maybe 30. So yeah, good question. Ronnie, will we ever see a 7-inch Herschel Green figure? I think that would be a cool one to make in a 7-inch. Throw blood on the bitch. Yeah. Hey Ronnie, I want to buy some affordable, decent figures. I want some other company to pick them up. Well, here's the thing. If another company picked them up, the only other company that would most likely pick them up, that you'd want to pick them up, would be NECA, and they would probably be around the same price. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like McFarlane Toys figures are affordable. For what they give you, though, in all honesty, I think they're a few dollars overpriced. Like the Walgreens, I think they're like $15 roundabout. Those are fine. I think that they're articulated, even though they're small. I think that is fine, absolutely. The color tops, though, I think $20 is outrageous. I don't think, and I know they're bigger, but there's zero articulation. There's nothing you can do with them, and $20 is just insane for that. Way too overpriced. I think they should be about $15 on a good day, and I know there's more plastic and all that, but if you just take a color tops and compare it to a $20 figure from NECA, it's like, why in the world would I buy color tops when you could get NECA, you know? And if those two companies were producing the same product at the same time, I wouldn't see any, no offense, I just wouldn't see any other reason to stick with McFarlane Toys. They're just not bringing it. They just aren't. Hey, Ronnie does not nitpick. He points out the obvious flaws. Well, thank you. Sometimes I do, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Ronnie's incredibly accurate with their failings with the show. That simply should be better. I do agree. I think there's sometimes I do nitpick, though. Matthew, why wouldn't they use the same formula with Fear of the Walkers like they did in The Walking Dead? Rick literally looked petrified at the beginning, and these guys look like it's been no sweat up until this point. I like the people who look scared because I like the people, not only just the people, but I like it to be more challenging. I think, in all honesty, and this is a criticism leveled at the entire world of The Walking Dead. The comic book, the show, the companion show, Telltale Games, everything in the world of The Walking Dead. And it's something that I, no matter what, will throw a fit to correct in my own personal comic, and that's the knife should not go through a skull that easy. And I don't want to hear, I'm so fed up of hearing people say, oh, they're dead, they're rotting, because that's such bullshit, because they find skulls buried in the ground that are pretty hard. I mean, after a long time, sure, they get fragile because they dry out, but the bone doesn't rot the way skin rots. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's something I don't know about biology or, you know, fucking science, but bones do not rot the same way as skin rots. rots, you know? Bones, don't they dry out and then get fragile and shit like that? So even if you died and you're a rotting zombie, even if you're 2 months old and your skin is rotting like hell, sure, that's your skin. Your bone is not rotting in 2 months. It's not. It's just not. There's no way I'm going to believe that unless a scientist comes and says, yeah, sure. So it needs to be difficult. There's people that commit crimes that have stabbed people in the face. I knew one guy that tried to stab another guy outside of like a 7-Eleven, and he sliced the hell out of his hand. You know what I'm saying? The blade wouldn't even go into the other guy's skull. How are these people not getting cut? At least, like, not even once. Not a little slip up. I know Rick got cut, but that was because he did something a little reckless. No one gets cut though. Like, there's the realism with the bones and how the people get stabbed. The realism is just, and that could be a little nitpick. You could say that's a little nitpick, but I think it adds tension. Imagine if it was harder to stab the skull. You know, in the show now, in all the shows, in the comics and whatever with the world of The Walking Dead, you take a knife and it's like, ooh, zombie. You know, imagine if it was like, and the knife was stuck in the skull, and it's like, okay, you know, and then it like finally cracks through. Damn, the tension now is cranked up to 10. It's so much better. And then with all the scenes with walkers, it's so much better now, because now you need to, you know, go to the back of the head where it's soft, or through the eye, or, you know, come up with the temple. I don't know. I don't know. That's some shit that I love, that you can count as nitpicky, but I think it adds so much tension and it makes the scene scary, because this is the point. We have zombies and you want to be afraid of them. You want the characters to be afraid of them. You want them to be scary in this world and own shit. And it's hard to own washers. It's hard to own. It's hard to be scary of walkers, or scared of walkers. I just butchered that to hell. It's hard to be scared when they have jello skulls. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for someone to just punch his fist right through a zombie's head. Why wouldn't they use this? Alright, we already did that one. Let's see. I need more zombies in the show. Jeez, snooze fest. Why didn't you go to VidCon, Ronnie? I didn't have the money to go to VidCon. Someone tell me where VidCon is at. I could have sworn it was in California, but I might be wrong on that. If it's in California, that's why. I'm on the East Coast. I couldn't afford the plane ticket at this point. But then I got to find a sitter too, so it gets a little complicated. Oh, wait a minute. We had another super chat. Hold on. I'm sorry. Oh, what happened there? Oh, yeah, Dylan. Yeah, it went unnoticed, but I appreciate the super chat. It didn't come up because there was no comment, so I had to look on the super chat thing, but I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Sorry, I missed that. Is there a Shane Walsh figure? Yes, there is a Shane in the comic, which is awesome, and then there's the Shane in the TV show, which is, I think, the entire fan base believes that is one of the worst figures for the TV show, because it's stuck in this pose and he has a likeness that is just way off. Guess, yeah, we already did that. Have you tried out for the Talking Dead's Ultimate Fan Contest? Yeah, I did that once and they didn't even put it up to vote on it, so I just stopped. Ronnie, what's the worst thing about being on YouTube? The worst thing? I don't know. I don't think there is a worse thing. No, not yet. You know, if the channel was so big and you had, you know, crazy shit happening, sure, I guess bigger YouTubers have the worst thing they could pick out. You know, for me, the worst thing is probably something small. You know what I mean? Like people's impatience or something. Like when you're trying to get a honestly, fine, something small, but there's a lot of the people who are impatient. They just don't comprehend that there's a life outside of YouTube, where there's so many people that are understanding. They're like, you know, shit gets in the way, life gets in the way, and there's not enough hours in a day. You got to work, you got to support yourself, your family, you got to pay the rent. YouTube is not paying the rent, you know, now YouTube is plummeted. So, you know, if I got to go and work, there's a lot of people that don't understand that. You know, Ronnie skipped a few days, he had to do some overtime. but there's still like that cluster of people who are like, no, you shouldn't work. You need to do videos every day. You need to do long videos every day. And a lot of these people, they'll be the same ones to say, how dare you open a Patreon? How dare you do this? I think that something small like that is probably one of the worst things. And it's only a frustrating thing, but it's easily something you could just, you know what, all right, whatever. And then it's fine. So for me, I can't really think of worse things about being on YouTube at this point in time. I am an open book though, so I guess that makes it easy. Like, there's not shit in my personal life that, like, you can't expose me. I'll fucking put it out there. I don't give a shit, you know? So I guess some people who are fake on YouTube, it's probably with their privacy and being exposed, and they're probably the ones who have the you know, the worst shit going on. Ronnie, what is the worst 5-inch figure of The Walking Dead that you own? It's going to be the Shane Walsh figure. It's probably one of the worst. The 10-inch line is cool. Excited for Negan. Yeah, I like him. The 10-inch line has its problems though because of the stance. Like, I mean, that Negan stance. I guess he's doing a swing batter. My biggest problem is his fucking head's down here. Like, what is he looking at? You know, if he was kind of like this and his head's like, you know, aiming kind of down like he's going to crack somebody, that's cool. But his head looks like he's golfing. And then it's like this. And it's like, all right, maybe he's going to do this. He's going to golf the head on the ground. But I don't know. I think I would have preferred a Negan that was like, wild face about to crack down. I think that would have been awesome. Best introduction to a villain in the Walking Dead universe so far. Wait a minute. You deleted your comment just as I was reading it. I guess I was gonna say Negan. I mean, the Terminus introduction was pretty badass too. Hey Ronnie, how would you feel if they made a Beth Death figure and they had a head with brains coming out at the end? That would be so cool. I'd be fine with that. I'd probably even buy it. NECA, please. Shit, I didn't see it. Sorry. Laugh out loud, it's all good. I want a 7-inch figure of Alicia and Nick. Jake is the bleeding heart, nice guy. Roughly translated, Walker Chow. Yeah, Ronnie, check out Dylan's second super chat. Oh yeah, we got that a while ago. It's old news that we took their land, but understandable, they're pissed still. Yeah, there's so much land, especially now, and no government, no laws, you can do whatever you want. Pfft, I don't know. That seems pretty thin. Ronnie, you do nitpick, but you never go as bad as the ones that hate the show because the grass is clean cut in the apocalypse. You're fine, keep it up. Yo, that is something small that, like, I let them go. I never complain about that. As a matter of fact, I will even support that 100%. You just can't control, like, especially when you're, let's say there's scouting locations and you find a location and you have everything set. If some asshole cuts the grass, you have everything planned out and set up. You can't switch locations now, like, especially if they're just showing up to film and it's like, oh my god, someone cut the grass anyhow. I let them go on that because there's some shit that you just can't, you know. But when it comes to Daryl having a shoulder injury, you're a millionaire. The least you can do, and I'm going to level this against Norman Reedus because it is wildly his fault as well as other people who are filming at that time. You're a millionaire, you can remember. You have an injury there. You know, at least wince once in a while. I am laughing, though, because that's not something where it's like, oh, he's a horrible actor because he didn't wince or show pain. Oh, he just, you know, whatever. It's a funny thing to make fun of. Which timeline? But I make that, you know, I bring money into it because there's people who work for, you know, scraps. And if they forget some small equation, they might get a finger chopped off. So, yeah, you can remember you're supposed to wince and have pain. Which timeline have reached compared to the original show? Does anybody know? Wait, which timeline we have reached? Yeah, you know, Rick is meeting up with the group, the RV group. It's in that ballpark. Hey Ronnie, do you think Negan will break such and such leg in the show? I don't think it's necessary. It could be in there. I think it's fine if they do it, sure. You know, personally, just sitting back thinking, okay, this actor's going to have to, every time he's on screen, he's going to have to act like he has a limp or something. I wouldn't do it. Honestly, I think I wouldn't do it because it's not necessary. You know what I mean? It's just not. Injure him, sure, but injuries that heal. You know, like to have him take a knife and just jam it in his leg or something. Injure him, take him down, beat his ass, have them beat each other's ass. Sure. But I don't think the break is necessary. What is your favorite season of The Walking Dead? Mine is season 5. You know, that's a rough one. I'm going to go back and look at the seasons. I want to do another, you know, watch through for the seasons, because some of them, you know, flip-flop a little bit. Like, I really liked, I don't know. I'm going to go back to that and figure out, because, yeah, they flip-flop a tiny bit. Hope Doomsday Kingdom will ship to South Africa. I want multiple copies. Take my money, man. Listen, for anyone who wants it, when I do finally announce it, unless there's some kind of block and we can't actually physically ship it, that's the only way there's going to be problems. To put it simply, and this is the, you know, straightforward, the only way we could do it, if you pay the shipping, whatever the shipping is, if it's $2 or $20, if you pay it, we're shipping it. You know what I mean? So unless there's some type of shipping where we're not allowed to ship there for whatever dumb reason, that's the only thing I could think of that will keep us from shipping something. You know what I mean? Because I know some people are like, yeah, you know, my area, they always charge extra high for shipping. I can't. There's nothing I can do. I don't have magical powers to erase, you know, customs fees, or I can't do that. So if your country charges, you know, $20 for shipping, I can't erase that. You know, I don't know what to tell you, but we'll see. We'll see. Spin, how tag. Can you do a version of Doomsday Kingdom for the Kindle? I will look into that. I've never had anyone ask me that, so I have no idea, to be honest. That's the first time I've seen that. But I'll write that down. That would be perfect for me. That's what I get on my Walking Dead comics. I'll look into that. Kindle. Yeah. Alright. Having some Gatorade Red, Ronnie. Need me mix alcohol with Gatorade one of these days. I have 20, haven't had alcohol yet since 19 is the drinking age, right? 21 is the, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I am 20, haven't had alcohol yet since 19 is the drinking age, right? I don't know what country you're from. 21 is the drinking age here. But if you're 20 and you haven't had alcohol yet since 19 is the drinking age, that is a typo, or you are definitely lying and you're drunk out of your ass. I would never in a million years drink Gatorade mixed with liquor, to be honest. I'll be honest with you, that sounds horrible. I was actually a bartender too, and I would never do it, only because I hate Gatorade. I hate it. Will survivors leave the ranch in episode 8 or 16? It's possible. I hope not. It should be like 28 days later, blood in their eyes or mouth, U-turn. Possibly, yeah. Hey, Ronnie, will someone get their leg blown off in Season 8? Will it be Heath, or will it happen to someone else? Here's another thing. It doesn't do anything story-wise, so that is up in the air. It's literally flip a coin. It does nothing for the story. So at that point in time, if there's something we can do to get the story to intertwine it with the story, yes, we might get someone who has their leg blown off. Like, for example, they have the doctor right now. Let's say the war rages on. They have the doctor, they have Eugene. So-and-so gets his leg blown off. Okay, you know, Negan just, you know, attacked us, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. Quickly, we need you to jump on a horse with so-and-so. Ride out, meet Dwight, go around Negan's forces, meet Dwight. Hurry up, get the doctor, bring him back here. We'll do the best we can to sew up so-and-so's leg. If they do something like that and it plays into the story, we might get it. But if it doesn't, I don't think we're going to get it. I promise never to pirate it. Who be with me, mateys? I hope not. Holy crap, this is hard. I almost popped my arm out of my socket trying to open a damn Gatorade. Juliet, don't put any liquor in here. You hear me?
You said you hated Gatorade.
Yeah, I don't like it. You could probably mix that with liquor, though. Hey, Ronnie, will Doomsday Kingdom come to Canada? Yep, you pay the shipping, it's coming. Negan has to be intimidating thug with or without his goons by his side. Agreed. Thanks, Ronnie. Gotta go. Till next time. He's keeping it real. Peace out. Peace out. Give him peace out, Juliet. Would have rather the skip fear to review Preacher. You need to watch the premiere, Ronnie. Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Season 2 is by far fave. AMC hasn't milked Daryl then. I like Season 2. I like it. It seems like the writers can't think of anything new for Fear. I get frustrated with that because I'm not even in the industry. And I'll tell you right now, I could write something that's new and The Walking Dead hasn't done it yet. It's not impossible. You were going to have to find more local buyers and convince a place to buy in bulk or whatnot. Sorry, the dad humor is full blast tonight. How is possible for suck a hog? Wait, what? How is possible for suck a hot girls to survive an ugly man? Listen, the only reason I watched the farm season because Shane. Mary. You must be drinking liquor with your Gatorade. I saw you go nuts on the hearts emoji and shit. Watch the premiere to Preacher. I will. 19 is the drinking age in Canada. Oh, all right. Can you do it? But if he's 20 and 19 is the drinking age, do you see where the confusion lies? He said he's 20 and he hasn't drank yet because the drinking age is 19. You see where the confusion lies? I can't do an impression of Rick. I hope Doomsday Kingdom is the comic book store because I don't know how to work online stores. I don't know what to tell you. Have your dad do it or something? I'm only saying that because your profile image looks young. Doomsday Kingdom will never be in the local comic book shop with the first issue. It just can't. We don't have a publisher right now. You know what I mean? So it's just not going to get there. As far as ordering it online, when I post the website, when I put it up, all you do is get a credit card and pay for it. Like, I'm only saying that because your profile image looks young. So ask a parent, you know. If not, just wait a little bit. I don't know what else to tell you. We're going to do some giveaways. You can wait around for that. Maybe you'll get lucky. Joke's on you, it's Sunday. You guys were getting a 2-hour mid-season finale of Fear the Walking Dead, right? Yeah, I heard that. Why are you guys talking about Gatorade sucks? I'm in Canada. Ronnie, 19 is the drinking age here. I never had a sip of alcohol since I was 13 with my father. Might have mixed with alcohol eventually, but after that I vowed to never drink again. Oh, okay. I'm proud of you. Mid-season finale will be 2 episodes. Yeah, I didn't hear that. Oh, no, I did hear. I'm sorry. I did hear a rumor. Oh, it's going to be 2, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I think... Oh, wait, what? Slow-mo chat. Ronnie, have you heard we're getting episodes 7 and 8 back-to-back for the mid-season finale? I'm almost positive we're getting 15 to 16 back-to-back. I know we're getting 15 and 16 back-to-back. Are you sure we're getting 7 and 8? Because that would be odd if we got 1 and 2, 7 and 8, and then 15 and 16. That's just a lot back-to-back. All right, we're on our last... 3 minutes here. Alright guys, countdown time. Juliet's not feeling so hot tonight. Ronnie Hayes, you have heard we're getting... Oh, I already read that. What was the deal with Negan's scar? It's kind of fizzled after killing Big O. Here's the thing that kind of frustrates me with that though is Kirkman set something up with Negan's scar, and then he did something in the origin story that it's like, okay, cool, there's a scar, but it just wasn't something that jumped out at you like, oh my god, like that's where he got the scar. Like, you know, I don't know. It didn't have as much punch as I thought it was going to. You should be in The Talking Dead. They will probably every information about Fear and The Walking Dead. Ouch. Tell me why Ed got a better death than Travis. Laugh out loud. That's funny. I want to see a new Mad Max already. Why do we only have shitty Marvel movies every year? I want to see another Mad Max too. Ronnie, do you think The Walking Dead Season 8 will be great now? I'm hoping it will be great now. Hi Ronnie. Another question. What's your favorite page, scene in Doomsday Kingdom? Favorite page or scene? I don't know how to do that one. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you. Ronnie, I agree with you on Jello Head. I mean, I could say something, but it's going to ruin it because the one of them's a cliffhanger, so let's keep it moving. Ronnie, I agree with you on Jello Head thing with the show. I feel like the whole series should be like what happened in Season 4 after Rick got his ass beat and tried to kill Walker. Hell yeah. Hey, Ronnie, is it possible to get a signed copy of Issue 1? Yes, we will have that option, too, available. When will they air the next 8 episodes of Fear? When will they air? Well, I think we're only getting a break like a month or something. Wait, 7 and 8 are definitely being the mid-season finale. Oh, really? That is cool. I didn't know that. All right, we got a super chat with Michelle Laney. This is for Princess Juliet. Sorry, Ronnie, but love seeing her pop up. Reminds me of me and my dad. Thank you for what you are doing. Keep it up. Juliet, somebody just sent you a $20 donation. Can you hear me? She walked around the corner. I'll tell them when she comes back in. Thank you very much, Michelle. she'll go nuts over that. Why not make a movie about Solomon Grundy and Batman going toe-to-toe in a Night of the Living Dead style Gotham apocalypse movie? One day they'll start making crazy spin-off stuff like that. Love your nail polish, Juliet. Hope you feel better soon. Screw you, the Marvel movies are the bomb. More excited for Preacher. All right, that is it. We are at our hour. Thank you very much for... Wait, isn't it annoying how AMC posts spoilers on their YouTube before the West Coast sees the episode? I got the Daniel comeback spoiled for me. Listen, I was sending a message on Twitter, and I am almost positive the one scene that happened, the Twitter person was tweeting that out like 10 seconds before it was on the screen. It was either that or my phone didn't like refresh, or I don't know. It would have been there before the show. There was something weird where it was like, wait a minute, this scene's happening, and I'm looking on Twitter. How is that? You know, I bet Fear the Walking Dead will return August 27th to go right into The Walking Dead Season 8. I bet Fear the Walking Dead 7 and 8 are the same night to avoid crashing into the GOT premiere for Season 7. That's possible. When will Negan die? Will Rick kill him or Daryl? I don't know. Hey, Ronnie, what is your all-time favorite zombie movie? As of right now, all-time favorite would have to be... Damn it, that's not a zombie movie. Favorite zombie movie. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I always do this. I blank out on shit. As of right now, I'm going with Train to Busan. Do you know why Negan is wearing a bandage on his wrist? No, I was just thinking maybe it was a sprain from swinging the bat around, you know what I mean? Or maybe to toughen it up. Like, you know how you wear a wrist thing when you're lifting weights and stuff? My dumb has been waiting for the show to start and forgot to refresh. Oh, that's horrible. Ronnie, yeah, what was that? Good night, Ronnie. All right, good night, guys. We're definitely going to see you soon. So I missed most of the episode because the rainstorm screwed up my satellite. Got fixed in time for Preacher, so there's a plus. Thank you, Ronnie. Later, bro. Hope the girl's feeling better. Yep, I'm going to go tend to her. I was going to say tomorrow night at 7 for those still interested in The Last of Us. Tomorrow night at 9. Sorry, I screwed that up. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am dropping the next playthrough. And then for, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I believe Thursday, each night at 9 o'clock p.m., I will post the next follow-up for The Last of Us. So you got Last of Us definitely for at least 3 days, maybe 4 days right in a row. Then we'll take a break and then come back. Unless I get really caught up by then, we might go all this week. And that includes other videos. Walker Withdrawal Wednesday will be a quick little discussion video. I think that night we'll also do a live video. So let's try for that. During the day, I will post the Walker Withdrawal. It'll be a clip. You'll know when you see it. I'm not going to title it that or nothing, but you'll know when you see it. So we got some videos lined up. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I really appreciate the super chats. We got Dylan Voorhees. His are the only one showing up. I know Michelle... wait, what happened here? It's saying unable to connect. For some reason, the super chat's unable to connect, but I know that Michelle left one down here. All right, guys, thank you very much. Good night. And as far as the Fear the Walking Dead after show, I'll see you guys here next Sunday to chit chat about the new amazing episode coming. Probably not. All right, love you guys. Good night.